So thank you very much for hosting me online, even though I couldn't come to Frankfurt this time. I don't see most of the people there, but I guess that we have partners and friends and ones that I would love to meet. So please, if there are any questions, I will be available after the presentation. And if you would like to contact me, you can take my mobile number from the people that are making this beautiful event. So increasing cannabis demand in Germany telemedicine market, how it impacts on imports. We'll start first a little bit about DoktorABC numbers. We founded in 2019, London, was 7 years common market. Germany, France, and Swiss. We just recently entered to the UK too. France and of course Swiss, UK, we are not having the cannabis business there. And in Germany, we do have more than 40 categories, from erectile dysfunction to high blood pressure to asthma and weight loss, of course, and medical cannabis and others. We have more than 1 million patients and more than 3 million treatments we delivered already. We have more than 500 partner pharmacies and we have quite good reviews on Trusted Shops and Trustpilot. Recently, we were selected by SimilarWeb to the one of the 3 fastest growing brands in Germany in beauty and health. We provide services, the last mile delivery service from self-pickup to 2 hours delivery in main cities with Uber, soon with Lieferando, and next will be with Wolt, and up to 48 hours nationwide in Germany. So we have 30 minutes. I will go through the slides, some of them pretty fast, but we will talk mainly about the regulatory, about the patient and prescription explosion, import volume, price dynamics, market cycle, patient demographics, the position of DoktorABC in the market and the responsibility of DoktorABC in the market, and regulatory risks, 2026 outlook, and even forward. So April, we all know what happened in April. The cannabis removed from the narcotic list, e-prescription enabled, mail order, pharmacy delivery legalized, and domestic cultivation too. So in 2024, there were between 150 to 250 patients, and it grew to, I would say, more than 1 million currently in 14 months. And as we can see, the numbers pre-2024 and the numbers as they are at the end of 2025. 60%, by the way, of the telemedicine are in rural areas. I would say that they find it hard to find their prescriptions or doctors nearby, and they're using the telemedicine platforms. We could see it, by the way, when there was the petition that was running in the Bundestag against the new law that they wanted it to take part with physical meeting with a doctor. A lot of people there in the comments asked, like, okay, but where is my doctor? It's kind of like we don't have doctors in our areas for 1 month or 2 months. We need to schedule ahead, etc. So a lot of users are, at least on DoktorABC side, from rural places. And if I would say another sentence about that, DoktorABC started at the beginning with deliveries, with 24 to 48 hour deliveries. Just after that, some telemedicines joined this pattern too. Here we can see the import volumes. When in 2024, it was around 2023, it was around 33 tons, and then up to 201 tons in 2025. And of course, all the ones that involved knows that Canada and Portugal supplies 75%. The mid of last year in 2025, there was an issue with Portugal ability to supply export license and a lot of other things that happened there that caused some, I would say, telemedicine, wholesalers to find other ways, if it's Malta or Czech Republic, even Poland, I heard. But currently still the main places are Canada and Portugal. The average price, as we saw at the beginning of 2024, it was pretty high. And now the price is, I would say, fairly low, even much lower half than I would say the black market. And there is a reason for that. I will talk about it a little later in one of the slides that I'll present. But this is from €9 to €5. This is actually the trend that we saw and we experienced. Can these prices go up? The answer is certainly yes. How do we do it? There are a few ways how to do it. I will try to talk a bit later. And the price cycle and overshoot and crashed and then froze, it depends on how the market behaved and why. So the lunch chaos, pharmacies was unprepared. I remember myself going to Berlin asking pharmacies, hey guys, let's work with cannabis. They were confused. How do we do it? What should we do? What strains should we order? Should it be in the safe or can we put it on the shelf? And if we put it on the shelf, there is a lot of smell that we need something to take it out in order for people outside that are waiting for different drugs will not experience this cannabis smell all the time. And then there was a peak in the prices. After the peak in the prices, we had an issue with imports. I guess that most of the wholesalers was not ready to the legalization, and even the ones that were ready, they couldn't predict how much medical cannabis they should import into Germany. And then facilities in Portugal, the GMP facilities were not ready, so it took a lot of time. Regulation then started to observe which facility is working according to the law and which are not, etc. It caused some delays too. And then, so prices back then went up, but then lots of new wholesalers got into the picture and lots of stock got into Germany. And then, of course, the prices started to go down. During July, there was the law that the Minister of Health offered to ban pharmacies to do deliveries and to have kind of like a physical meeting with a doctor face-to-face. That caused a lot of chaos. A lot of pharmacies were afraid to take a huge amount of medical cannabis and to store it. A lot of wholesalers thought about like whether we should or what we should, what are the amounts that we should bring into the market. And then prices started to go up a little bit in October again. But now the situation is that apparently the new law is not going to move forward, at least not in the current form or the form that the Minister of Health suggested. And that brings a lot of investors and a lot of consolidations and M&As, etc., and a lot of money to get into the market. It will, I guess, not push prices down because there are not a lot of space to push prices down, but of course it will at least freeze the prices as they are for the time being until a group of I would say wholesalers, telemedicines, pharmacies, etc., will take responsibility and then will play much more fair. Of course, they cannot coordinate it, not according to the law, but play more fair, and then prices might be more reasonable in the near future, or maybe not in the near future, but in 4 to 5 months from now, it's something feasible. Then THC tiers drive prices. Of course, higher THC, the higher is the price. If you go on the leading platform flows, you'll find what they are filtering for. And even on our telemedicine, most of the people, 80% of the people are searching for a high THC, low price. The other 15%, 10 to 15% are searching for strains, special strains. And the other 5 to 10%, they are searching for brands. I guess that when the market become more mature in the upcoming 6 or maybe 12 months, more and more patients will search for brands, more and more patients will search for strains, and not just for high THC, low price. It's actually to teach the market and to help them understand what are terpenes, what's the story of who grew this medication, what is the effect, etc. And I guess that then it will happen in 6 to 12 months, between 6 to 12 months. And then pharmacies would like to have the correct mix with different THC and different effects, etc., and not just high THC, low price. So as we can see, the amount of SKUs that were in 2024, it was around 300 to 400 SKUs, like strains, medical cannabis flowers. Now there are almost 2,000. So it grew in a really, really high pace. And the reason is not just the amount of import of per wholesale, but a lot of wholesalers got into the market recently. So the average of medical cannabis patient is 35 years old. 65% out of them are patients between 25 to 44, and 7% of the patients are 18 to 24. I will call it mostly probably misuse, but this needs to be checked. And as we say, the medical cannabis patients are not looking to escape reality. They are trying to function better within it. They are parents, professionals, and responsible adults seeking to balance relief and quality of life. Cannabis as a medicine, we can see out of the data that we have, and we mixed it with other data, most of them are talking about sleep disorders and chronic pain. We are searching for how many tons or what is the potential during 2024 to 2020, between 2024 to 2025, and then moving forward. So definitely it's something that you can see on the screen here. What can affect on growing the market more is, of course, the political situation. And I would say not more than that, because in Germany, there are around 6 million people that are smoking cannabis in this way or another. It can be vaping, it can be flowers, it can be oil, or using medical cannabis. And currently in the telemedicine area, or in the medical cannabis area in total, we're experiencing around 1 to 1.2 million patients currently. So there is a lot of room where still, or who still to serve. As we can see here, definitely it's something that pharmacies in Germany are closing. I remember when it was 24,000 pharmacies, and now there are 16,000 pharmacies, but medical cannabis helps the pharmacies to work better, to earn a little bit more money. Yes, it's a hassle to deal with medical cannabis, to store it, to do the compounding process, to buy it, to fund it, etc. But it's definitely something that helps pharmacies to earn more money and to live a little better. DoktorABC in the market, I would say that we named as a market leader by Prohibition Partners. We have 7 years in the German telemedicine. We have a unique model that we combine everything in one place. The payment is on DoktorABC, and the patient gets its product either delivered end-to-end or self-pickup, express delivery, and more. We kind of like did I would say petition. It's one of our employees that opened it, but it was something that we helped together with some other partners in the market to ensure that the patients knows what's going to happen. And we were surprised with having in this petition more than 58,000 people that signed on that petition. I guess that it's one of the most signed petitions in German history. If you take a look at it, 99% of the petitions are not crossing the 30,000 signatures. So it means that it created a lot of noise, and it's very relevant to the patients themselves. Market size in money evaluated, as you can see here, but as we say, only 13% of the total cannabis users served currently. The telemedicine ban, we all know about it, we spoke about it, but how is it going to, what are the scenarios and how 2026 and beyond can look like if the telemedicine will be banned, if the the pharmacies will not be able to deliver their products to customers. So in a best case, we will grow to 1.5, 1.7 million patients 2026. Prices will stabilize around 5 to 7 euro per gram. This can be improved if we will be more responsible, all of us, all of the market. And of course, we talk about 1 billion plus market by 2027, like end of 2026. If there will be a modification in the law, and first visit will be in person or in video, and mail order will be okay, not banned, then the market will shrink in 25 to 35%. The recovery of the market will take 12 to 18% because a lot of patients will need to do the video consultation first, and this will create a bottleneck, but then in 12 to 18 months, this will be recovered. It happened in Poland too, and the market got back to where it was and even crossed the sales that it did like in last year. If the telemedicine will be banned, then the market volume will just drop immediately to almost nothing. Most of the patients will move back to the black market. There will be a lot of industry consolidations and exits. This is the outlook, basically. As I said, it's more related to regulatory and not to other forces in the market. But of course, there is, if it will go on the best case scenario here, that nothing will be changed and it will still be as it is today, then more patients will experience the medical cannabis and not buy it in the black market, and more patients will enjoy either digital or physical, whatever they will choose, but with a great service and great products and great medications. So I would love to get some questions, so I won't get into the regulation, access, product, and geography with DoktorABC role, but we can talk about it if we'll have some questions about that. The market in Germany, as we said, as a takeaway, is 2024, it was not narcotic again. Prices during that time collapsed and can be healed in a matter of few months, 2 to 3 months. Telemedicine, if it will be banned, this will be a huge risk to the market. DoktorABC has a responsibility and is trying to do the things in the best way in order for the patient to be happy, in order to the partners to be happy. And we all the time try to do the load balancing between these two. And of course, the legal market currently serves just a few from the high potential. And I do hope that we all in this room, I guess that are like pharmacies and wholesalers, will be able to serve better the community and work together in order to succeed together, all together. Because there are a lot of others to bring from either the recreational that needs the medical service, or from the black market that are not paying taxes to bring them into a place that they will pay and will buy from pharmacies. So thank you very much for your patience and for listening for the presentation. And now I would love to get some questions if there are any.
So thank you, David.